What if we are living in a simulation that was created in our ancient past? A simulation based on a code that was counterintuitive to the natural code of the universe. A code that keeps us trapped in a perpetual loop of life and death. Who built this system, and were there beings in our ancient past who discovered the secret to breaking out of this simulation? In her movie Code 12, investigative journalist Melissa Tittl has discovered a code that correlates with the number 12 and connects all these ancient stories, texts, symbols, calculations, and alignments. Could someone or something have embedded a code within our oldest and most endearing stories in an attempt to help those with the eyes to see break free from our simulated reality? In this video, we investigate one more of these ancient code connections.
Back in 2012, the world was in an uproar after a prediction based on a Mayan calendar known as the Long Count calendar said the world was going to end on December 21st, 2012. Of course, that ended up not happening. And as stated by the scholars who actually studied the calendar, it was never actually an end date, but a turning over on a proverbial clock, since the Long Count calendar is a circle. The Maya were some of the most precise record keepers in human history. Their calendars are often considered more accurate than what we use today. So it's interesting that their most famous calendar, the Long Count calendar, that spans thousands of years, which is used to record historical and mythological events, is broken up into 13 equal parts. What were these ancient events that the Maya wanted us to remember, and could it lead us to what the simulation is trying to tell us?
The Mayan Long Count calendar used a giant circle that could be rotated every day to mark the passage of time. It spanned 5,125 years and consisted of 13 cycles known as Baktuns. The calendar is said to begin the day the Mayan civilization was formed, on August 11th, 3114 BCE. It recently finished a full cycle on December 21st, 2012, and although some predicted the world would end on this date, it did not. Could the start of the 13th Baktun Mayan calendar be a reference to a new age we have fallen into by completing the cycle of 12 and falling into the next phase of humanity? Or could the completion of this 5,125-year-old cycle mark not the end of the world, but a return back to another system? Something seems to be consistently leading us back to the center. Even the calendar's odd span of 5,125 years equals 13. In this series and the movie Code 12, we have learned how the number 12, and by association the number 13, are connected to quantum physics, biology, religions, and cultures all over the world, from Judeo-Christian religions to Buddhism and Hinduism, the zodiacs of the East and the West, and now here in Mesoamerica. Could the reason the Maya were obsessed with the night sky be because of something they witnessed here on Earth? Is it possible they wanted us to understand our deeper connection with the stars, that we will not lose touch with our origins? According to Mayan mythology, their great leaders and teachers of humanity came to this planet through a pathway in the stars known as the Road to Xibalba. Xibalba is the Mayan underworld, which is ruled over by the gods of death and their helpers. The road to Xibalba is also represented in the night sky as the band of the Milky Way galaxy. What is interesting is that this place where the Maya believe their ancestors came from points directly to the center of the Milky Way galaxy, where they believe two worlds could cross. Now, if this sounds familiar, that is because Ophiuchus, the lost 13th sign depicted in Egypt and Greek mythology, is also located in the center of our Milky Way galaxy. How is it possible that the two different cultures, half a world apart, had references to two worlds connecting at the center of our Milky Way galaxy? According to NASA, there are literally two worlds colliding at the center of our galaxy. The galaxy nearest to us is called the Sagittarius Dwarf Galaxy, that due to the Milky Way's gravitational pull is on a collision course with ours. Is this connection between the two worlds what the Mayan calendar was really trying to point our attention to? Some kind of passageway? Is this also why Ophiuchus, the 13th zodiac sign, is placed in the center of our galaxy, the merging of the new world with the old?
No matter where we look in antiquity, this idea of concentric circles with 12 nodes pointing towards a 13th node at the center can be found over and over. Death, resurrection, the bridging of two worlds, the destruction of the old, and the creation of the new, the Alpha and the Omega. Every ancient culture seems to be trying to tell us the same thing. Is this another reminder of an ancient Code 12 connection that could help us break out of this simulation that has been lost to time? I believe that if we can unravel the code of the universe left to us by our ancient past, we might better understand our current situation, and more importantly, find a way to break out of our self-made prisons and become the ascended masters of our own universe. Until then, may the truth be within you.
Watch the movie Code 12 to learn the science behind the code on Amazon Prime right now. Subscribe here to get more updates and free content. That is, if the simulation doesn't get in your way.
Hey, thanks for watching this special presentation of Code 12 Investigates. Think you found another Code 12 connection? Then I'd like to hear it. Go to code12movie.com and tell me what else you think I should investigate. And while you're there, don't forget to sign up for our mailing list to keep up to date on all our recent discoveries. Together, we might just be able to unravel this Code 12 mystery.